Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Bad news for Khabib, Nurmagomedov, the former champion, UFC champion. His accounts in Russia are blocked. Certain accounts, about $3 million. Why? Well, taxes. Let's start with first things first. I like Khabib very, very much as a martial artist. He is a very good example, as others, and I will mention two more, were for martial arts. Not for the UFC. It was good for the UFC, but for martial arts in general. Because they're not just thugs fighting in a cage. Their behavior outside the cage shows us an example. The three that I mentioned are George St. Pierre of Canada. I was trying to say Quebec, but anyway, if you look at his calf, he's got a tattoo over there with the symbol of what? Quebec. So I liked GSP, George St. Pierre, who was former UFC champion. He used to practice Kyokushin, like I do. Then, obviously, my favorite, which is, or who is Fedor Emelianenko. Fedor, for me, is the guy. And then, very close to him, is St. Pierre, George St. Pierre. And then, as an example, Khabib and Islam Makhachev are good examples of apparently decent people. An example. He keeps his promise. I don't know if this tax problem will make him do anything else like return, which I don't think so. According to his character that I could gauge so far, even if he's about to eat grass, he will not return. He will not break the promise he made to his mother, not to fight anymore in UFC. He said, if you remember, in UFC, he never said fight anymore again in UFC. That's one thing. The other one is, even if Khabib, let's say, becomes poor, the guys in Dagestan, the group over there, all of these friends, by the father, they will take care of one another as they did, and they will not just forget about him. And also the guys from Abu Dhabi and all those, that particular area, will not have Khabib starve. Khabib has a lot of money, and I'm not concerned with that. I'm concerned with the, how should I put it? I put it straight, imbecility to owe the, let's say, Internal Revenue Tax or agency, or to the tax authorities, $3 million. I mean, it's not surprising to me, for instance, when I hear that Deshaun James or D'Angelo something, basketball players or handball players, and guys like this go bankrupt after they were multi-millionaires. They go bankrupt, and after 5-10 years, like you have MC Hammer, you remember that? Can't touch it, can't touch it, okay, here's a bankrupt, and many others. It's not surprising, because their heads are like this. They don't know what they're just players. They're just players. But in martial arts, you have a philosophy, and I think Khabib has that philosophy. It doesn't mean that you have all the all the embassies covered, or all the whatever covered, but your bases. But still, the people that you work with, it seems like he's got in some big trouble. And let's see what kind of trouble he's got in right here. Russia Today, May 11, 2024. MMA star Khabib has accounts blocked over $3 million tax debt, media says. Some of the former Russian UFC lightweight champions' firms are reportedly closed over irregularities uncovered by the Russian authorities. Former UFC has run into a $3 million debt with the country's tax authorities, MASH Media is claiming. Media outlet MASH Media. The Dagestan-born MMA star has reportedly had bank accounts belonging to his Eagle FC promotion, which I've never heard of it anymore. He started like 2 shows that I remember, maybe 3, 2, and then as well as his charity fund blocked. Before he retired from sports in 2020, Nurmagomedov went 20-0 in an unbeaten professional career, defending the likes of Conor McGregor. In a post on its Telegram channel on Saturday, MASH alleged that Nurmagomedov has failed to pay taxes to the tune of more than 300 million rubles. I said, well, $300 million, it doesn't have that much. After the athlete beat adieu to the octagon, he embarked on a number of business ventures, including dietary supplements, a restaurant chain, and hotels, to name some. According to MASH, Nurmagomedov came into the Russian tax authorities' crosshairs after he relinquished the ownership of several firms, with his relatives and close associates allegedly remaining on the helms in certain instances. Not good, not good. Russia's Federal Tax Services eventually launched an investigation into the former UFC champion, and those are tics. Tics, or maybe, how do you call it, incompetence or tics. They don't know, or they know, but they greedy. Former UFC champion uncovered irregularities in documents leading to the closure of a few firms, the media outlets claims. His mixed martial arts promotion company Eagle Fighting Championship is allegedly awaiting the same fate in the near future. That's why I didn't hear anything about it. According to the report, Russian authorities suspected that Nurmagomedov may have used the money he allegedly didn't pay it to coffers of the Russian state to purchase hotels and startups in Turkey and United Arab Emirates. When I came to the United States of America, one of the Romanian people here, friends, acquaintances at that time, and still the person I'm talking about, he said, well, you can, do this, you can do that, but you can mess with this, you can mess with that, you can drive above the speed limit here and there, you can push certain limits. But he said, never mess with the government's money. Never. Don't play with IRS, Internal Revenue Services. They will get you and they will fuck you. Play with something else, but not with the government's money. They will. But on the other hand, I'm thinking now, after I worked for the government so many years, I'm thinking, and I know a lot of actions, reality, things that happen, incidents where the government, the taxpayers' money, if they knew how those imbeciles working for the government, where I worked, played with their money, with their taxes, hard-earned money, taxed by these guys and given to others, victims, they would start a revolution. Hey, no, you don't start a revolution because they can smoke a joint and they feel better and they forget about the revolution. That's the whole point of having marijuana legal and others. If you get upset, I feel depressed, roll a blunt, and smoke, and forget all about the revolution. You start working again next day like a retard that we are, right? Baboons, let's put it this way. So again, this is the reality, and these guys will not do anything about it. They're not going to be awakened from their beautiful sleep. So the point, don't play with that. They can, play here and that, but not with the government's money. Even though the government, not working hard for the money, they distribute it and they do their hanky-panky based on whatever. I've seen many things, legal things. They were all legal. All of them were legal. But there were abuses because some individuals with power, given by being appointed over there, getting a job over there, the power to feel good and gods, gave other people's hard-earned money that was taxed to other people so they can feel, I gave this family this, I gave this community this, this advantage, this, and they're all feeling very good about themselves with other people's money. Very generous with other people's money. So again, here Khabib gets in the crosshairs of the tax company, how do you call them, tax authorities in Russia. Not good. Well, it's true that Putin can say something here and there, but I haven't heard what's his name, Fedor Emelianenko getting in that kind of situation. Well, Federer did other things. He graduated from college over there, I think, sports. He was appointed to this in the Ministry of Sports. He shook hands with Putin a lot, and he seems like he maybe surrounded himself with other kind of people, or at least he didn't. I know that Federer did not expand the same with George St. Pierre. Did not expand as Nurmagomedov, Khabib did. And Khabib seems to me, I think it is, more generous than both of the other two that I like very much, from the information I know. So he gave a lot of money to friends, he keeps people, families, and so on, and he starts projects and things that I never heard the other ones. But nevertheless, you have to work with people who are not sometimes the best people that maybe you don't even know them, maybe you know them, but you don't know them. So here it is, in big trouble. I hope he is going to be okay, and I'm 100% he will be okay. This is what I'm afraid of that will happen to Khabib. And I'm going to say this is what I think he could be. He could be some people, some gangs, some interest. He could get in a shootout with someone, and that's how I think it's very possible that Nurmagomedov could go and meet Allah. That's what I think. Why? Those areas and the interest that he's running around are very, I think, well, we'll find out. I hope it doesn't happen. Why? Because I like the guy. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.